Hi guys, welcome to Code Artisan Lab. This is video number 18 for hotel management system in Django with NextJs. In this video, we will start working on the APIs. So these are the list that we are going to work, not just only in this video, but these are the list that we are going. So this is video number 18. So we will see that how we can set up the REST framework for the API. And the first task is we will fetch the banner images on the home page. So if we see in the front end, right, so we will fetch these banners from the backend, right? So we have created the model. You can see that. So we have created the model for the banners. Where is that? Banners here, right? So we will add some testing data and we will fetch here, right? So let's start to do that. Okay, so let's add some testing data here. So first of all, banner 1, right? So banner 1, choose file. Where is that? YouTube videos here. No, here, not here. Here. Demo images. So banner 1. So save and add another. Let's say banner 2. Banner 2, save. Right? So these are the banners which are coming. So let's do one more thing. Let's set up by default it should show the banner name, right? So let's go to the backend website, models, banner, and let's define one more function, string, right? String, and then self. So whenever we call the object, it will return self dot title, correct? So let's see now. I hope it's running. So this is our front end, this is our back end. Now let's see here. So banner 1 and banner 2, right? So later we will also show the image here. I will show you that how we can show the image in the admin. So now let's fetch these images. Let's add one more image. Let's say banner 3, choose banner 3, save, correct? Now let's show these images here with the REST framework. So this is our first API that we are going to do. All right, so we are going to use this Django REST framework for our APIs, right? This is very popular module for the creating APIs with the Django, right? So we are using this. So you can see the documentation, you can view all the things, you can go through the tutorials, API guide, but we are going to do the specific things in a specific steps, right? So first of all, we will install this module, we will install this package, and then we will create the requirements.txt file where we will add all the packages so that user can easily install all the dependencies, right? So what we need to do, first of all, here, so you can install pip install Django REST framework, right? And this will install the REST framework. So this already installed, and then after that I have added the pip freeze requirement.txt. So this will create the requirement.txt file here, right? So and it will add all the dependencies here, right? This is important file because with this it will install all the dependencies, because because this project depend on these packages, and we need to install this. Okay, all right. Next is we need to create the API for the banners, right? So we have installed the REST framework. Now we will see that how we can do that, how we can create the API for the banners, correct? For banners, because from this homepage component we need to fetch, correct? All right, so what we need to do, we are going to let's remove this first, and then we have we need this include. Okay, so what we need to do, we will copy this one, right, and then paste here, and then we will say API, and we will include website dot urls, right, and let's see website dot url. So we need to go to the website app here, right. We don't have url, so we need to create the file here, urls.py, right. So from Django.urls import path, then URL patrons equal to list, and in this list we will say banners, and in this we need to create the views, right. So here the views, and before the views we need to create the serializer. Now the serializer is a very important concept in the Django REST framework. So it will convert our model data to the API type response. It means it will convert the data, or you can say encode the data to the API response as a JSON response, you can say. So if I go to the topics, API guide, and if I go to serializer here, right. So here they are saying serializer allow complex data such as queries and models to convert to native Python data type that can be easily rendered to the JSON and XML, right. So you can further read all the documentation here, all the things, if you want to go depth, right. So now we are going to create the serializer, correct. So let's create the serializer, and then from the URL we will see how it will look. All right, so what we need to do here, in the website we'll create a one more file, serializers.py, right. So from Django, from REST framework, from REST framework. So how we can create the serializer, let's see. Serializer, let's go to from Django REST framework import, from Django REST framework dot serializers import serializer. Where is that? Django REST framework import serializers. Okay, so now class, right, then class will create banners. We are going to create the model serializer, right. There are 3 to 4 types of serializer which provides which Django REST framework provides, but we are going to use the model serializer. So it will automatically convert all the model fields into the JSON, right. So we will see how it will do. So serializer dot model serializer, we need to define class meta model equal to, we need to fetch model from dot models import, what we will do, from dot import models, right, and then models dot banners, and then here we need to define the fields. So fields is ID, title, and image, correct. Now in the views, what we need to do here, from REST framework dot views dot generic import list API view, right. So this list API view is responsible to show all the data as a list. If you want to show the detail, then there is a different kind of API view. If you want to show the update, then there is a different kind of API view, right. So you can see in the views, generic views, right. So generic views is a further child class of views, right. So you can see that, you can read from here in the documentation, but the bottom line is this, this view depend on what kind of requirement what kind of content you are showing. If you want to show the list, then you can use the list API view. If you want to create the data, then you can use the create API view, right? So this will responsible for two things. It will show the data and it will also add the data, but this is public API. So banner is a public API, so I'm going to work with only list API view, right? So now uh, here, so what I will do here now, sorry, so sorry class banners list, right, and list API view, correct. So here first of all we need to define the serializer class. So what I will do, from dot import serializers, so serializer dot banners, right? Actually we need to define banner serializer here. The name is banner serializer, it should be okay. Then query set equal to, we need to import models. Query set equal to models dot banners dot objects dot all. So it will automatically, right, so it will we need to fetch all the banners, right? So these are the two things that are required. Okay, now we need to add this banner list here, right? So what we will do, from dot import views, and then views dot banner list dot as view, correct. So what we can do now, how we can fetch the banners. What we will do, API and then banners. Okay, so let's see. So here I will copy this and API banners, right? So let's see now what it is saying. No module website dot urls. Okay, urls dot py, url patterns path, this is correct. And here, so we have a app, we have a website dot urls dot py, and in the settings we have website. So let's add this REST framework after all the apps, right? So now let's see. Okay, so this is not saying anything. Field identity title is a not valid for model. Not valid for model. Let's see, where is that? Views serializer field ID title. Oh, sorry. All right, so refresh this. Here you can see that. So I just want to show you, this is a browsable this view, this you can say this view is not, I'm not saying about the list API view, I'm just saying about this browsable view is comes by default with the Django REST framework, so developer can easily see the response. So here you can see that these three things, and when we fetch in the next.js, then it will only return this data, right? So let's fetch the data. This will maybe this is taking time because we are first time we are I'm going to show you that how it will work, but on the next APIs we will create quickly, we will try to create quickly, right? So okay, so yes, let's fetch this response in the here front end, and we will show here. Okay, so let's fetch this data on the next.js. So here we have a home banners.js file. This is a component, right? So we need to fetch the data here. So what I will do here, So this is a client component. So I will create a function here, right? So I will say fetch data, correct? And this will be constant, will say banners equal to wait fetch, and then we can add the URL, right? The banner URLs. So this will copy paste here, right? Banners. And before that we also need the use state. So we also need use effect and use state, right? So use state, remember one thing, this use effect and use state we can only use in the in the client component, right? So what I will do here, we will create constant, we'll say banners, banner list you can say, and here we'll say set banner list equal to use state, and this will be a list, correct? And this is a this is banners, and here we will say constant dot response equal to banners dot js, correct? So this is our await function, right? So this is our asynchronous function, promise based asynchronous function, right? And then lastly what we will do, set banner list, and we will add here our response, right? And this fetch data, we will add this fetch data in the use effect. So as soon as we load the component, it will fetch the data, and this will not depend on any, you can say this is not depend on any other function or anything, so that we have passed the empty array, right? So let's see now how it work, right? So if I go to front end, here everything is okay. So if I see here, refresh this page, create is not function, so where I'm saying create, so let's see. Use effect, I'm running this in the use effect. Okay, so we have done one thing wrong here, which is our syntax. The syntax should be use effect, and then we need to pass the function, right? And here if I see this, then this is saying two errors, fail to fetch, and if I go to see in the, then it is saying blocked by course origin policy, right? Cross origin policy. So we need to install one more thing. Whenever we fetch the data from the client side, if we are fetching the data in the server side, then cross origin policy will not affect. But if we are fetching data in the client component, right, so we need to like we are doing here, so we need to remove this cross origin policy, because our origin are different. Our front end is working on the localhost 3000, and our backend is working on this different address, right? So we need to remove this. So we will install the module Django course headers, right? So here you can see. So what I will do, I will install this. So let's go to backend, stop the server, right? And then pip install Django course header, and add this in our freeze, right? And then run the server, and let's see that how we can add our origin. So first of all, let's add this cross origin policy in the settings. Where is that? Installed apps, Any specific thing? Okay, no. And then in the middleware we need to add cross origin here, right, before the common middleware. So here we have a common middleware, so let's add here, right? And then after that this thing we can add, right? So let's add the cross origin allowed host. So let's add it here. So what I will do, localhost 3000, because our NextJS app is running on localhost 3000, right? So now if we go to here, sorry, is that here, right? And if I see this, then what it is saying, banners, and you can see here response, right? So it is returning the response. We just need to show here. Okay, so let's show the data here now. All right, so for showing the data, let's go to home banners, and here we have a banner list. So what we will do here, so let's see this banner list dot map, and then we have a function, right? And in this we will return this div, right? And this will be our item, and this will be this will be index. So let's define this key equal to index, and this item is our image dot image, and let's define also all text equal to item dot title, right? So let's check this. So image is not showing. Let's see why. If I see this in the banners we have, so image is showing here. Image, if I see this in the, okay, we need to add the add further media. We need to add the settings for the media, so we can see the images, right? Okay, so for the media setting, what we need to do, in the project level settings.py file, we define two things. This is our media URL and this is the media root, right? After defining these two things, why we are defining this, because we want to say that all the images, all the things which we defined in the models, right here, upload to, will automatically upload to media folder, right? If we see in the backend right here, so here when we go to the backend system, here you can see that we have a media, right? Okay, and after that we have defined the media root, right? So this is our path of the absolute path of our media folder, right? And after that, our project level urls.py file, here we are concatenating the static with the static module. We are defining the media URL so that we can access the image via the URL. Okay, now after defining this, what we need to do, we'll go to the front end here, and then in the front end we have component home banners, and here first of all I will delete this, right? And then little bit we will change the syntax, right? So this one, correct. Now if you go here, you can see that this is the banner. Now let's add one more banner here, so we'll say banner 2, and this is banner 2, save. And if you go in the media folder, you can see that we have a two banners. This is automatically create banner images, whatever the name we have given in the models.py file here, right? And after that you can see this, so this will show two banners, correct? And I'm using the carousel package, so if you need this package, then you can see the video of let me show you. that in which video I have implemented this carousel. So we have user dashboard, room detail, home page here, right? So you reuser. So in the second video I have implemented the carousel sections, so you can check that, right? So and you can also see that what things you can do with the carousel, right? So this is the thing. We have implemented the banner API, right? So if I go to the let me show you the banners. If I go to this URL right here, then you can see that this is returning this data, right? So this is public data because we are showing this, so no need for user authentication and all. So this is public data, right? So in the next video we will work on the review section. We will try to fetch all the reviews, correct? So we have completed our this section, banner images, right? In the next we will fetch all the review, and we will also try to fetch all the gallery images, correct? So thank you so much for watching, and please stay tuned with the Code Artisan lab. Thank you.